100 days of making comics, day 100. Day 100. Let's get that paper out of the way. Alright, so, yeah. We've come to the end of our journey of 100 days, which I miscounted a few times on the way and probably put up wrong numbers, but went back, did the math. Boom, today, January 2nd, 2017 is 100 days, officially the 100th day of making comics. My comic is Jake's, which is a comic about firefighters, and also the other one is Frequent Flyers, which is basically the daily life of an EMT, so a comic about that. I do Jake's kind of when I can, here and there, as I find time and stories show up, and Frequent Flyers is one that I do every week. That gets posted on ems1.com. And it started up again. That was my goal, and also I get it posted on my personal website, which is jakescomic.com. So there you go. I'm a full-time firefighter, and so I make comics about firefighters and EMTs, the stuff that I know. So let's look at the before and after, because there was a short break that I had, and I wanted to do a few things. Like one of the goals was to go from 3 panels down, a 3 or 4 panel comic down to a single panel. I think that's how I thought. That's how I wanted it to read, and I wanted to redesign the characters in a way that they were more cartoony. Basically, it. Those were the 2 things that I was really pushing for. So. We'll put in the before and after here. We'll show you a 3 panel, we'll show you a single panel, and compare the difference. Alright, so looking at those 2 things, basically, mission accomplished. I managed to do 100 days, which is at least 30 minutes a day for those 100 days devoted to the comic. Some days I went way over, like 3, 4, 5 hours, and then other days, very few actually. Other days were sort of like the bare minimum of 30 minutes. So let's talk about pros and cons. Also with the helmet, felt it was fitting to wear the helmet on the last day because this is, who I am. So pros and cons. What did I learn out of this? I think I always had a decent amount of discipline and a routine or a schedule in my work week, or whatever you want to call it. I work every 4th day, so the work week is kind of weird. It's only my work week is 4 days. One day I'm, the 4th day I'm at the firehouse for the 24 to 48 hours straight. So I have 3 days in between to do 2 to 3 days in between to do all the other things I need to do in life. So. But it gave me a way to make sure that I actually put 30 minutes a day. Some days before I would skip a day and then bulk up on the next day, but spreading that workload maybe made it easier and gave me a better routine for writing. So at the firehouse I've been doing at least 30 minutes of writing sort of like towards the end of the day, trying to pull good and bad from the day to try to, I don't know, just write down some ideas for possible comics, or actually get into scripting and sketching a comic. Sort of, like at the end of the day, laying in bed, just sort of reflecting on what's going on. I guess I could better pull some of the magic from that into a comic. And obviously for me, the good was I had been on a short hiatus from doing my weekly comic, because I wanted to redesign it, and the 100 days gave me an opportunity to not only do that, but then to start producing the weekly comic the last few weeks here. So, kudos for the discipline and for the structure to make all that happen. But what about the bad? There's definitely bad. There's definitely some bad things. One is every time I come back onto the camera, the first thing I always say is "all right," or "right," or something like that. For me, that's a problem, and I haven't been able to beat it. But you get like those nervous tics when you're on stage or speaking to people or something like that, with the ums and the uhs. I have some uhs, not many ums anymore. But the "all right" that's one I got to work on. So I didn't know about it until I did this, and so now I know about it. Now I can work towards fixing it. The other thing I noticed is my videos are kind of boring because all I do is frickin' I just sit in this chair, and then the backdrop over there is pretty stupid. It's just closet doors, and then, you know, printer and stuff are over there. For a little while I had like my Hulk banner thing there, which I don't know, I'm still sitting in the chair, and I feel like if I got up and moved around, it was a little bit more alive, maybe these videos would be a little bit more interesting for y'all, and maybe you get a little bit more insight into, you know, sort of the office here, or, you know, the things around me, or the firehouse and all those things. So I don't know, maybe in the future we'll do something to address those and try to get me more acclimated to making videos that are a little more interesting for you. I don't know. Those are the goods and bads. Not too great, not too bad. You know, I'm pretty excited about it. You know, in addition to that, the last 100 days, while posting a lot of my sketches and some of the finished work, I made some connections with Julia Ling, who's an actress living out in California. She's done some TV stuff, so look her up on IMDb. It's Julia Ling. She's pretty awesome, but she has a new web project that she started, and I've done some. I've gotten a little bit of I guess a little bit of work from her project, which is really fun and exciting because it's a little bit different from what I'm used to, and it gives me a chance to get real creative, do something different than just the firefighter ENT stuff. So check that out. I'll post a picture of the most recent one, which is Deadpool. Basically with any of these, my job is going to be to you know, cosplay her. So dress her up, cosplay in sort of a cartoony, my style caricature, and link it to the movie. So that's what I did with Deadpool. We'll stick it in here. Here you go. So the last thing I want to go over is just sort of me learning how to promote myself and talk about myself, which I find to be exceptionally difficult because I don't like to, I don't know, I guess I always wanted to be a humble person, so talking about myself makes it difficult. So sometimes I go on these rants where I can talk forever about the things that I'm interested or doing or the process of, but for the most part I think I have a hard time sort of accepting the compliments and accepting positive criticism and taking, I don't know, having the glory for doing what I'm doing, and then on top of that, asking people or promoting myself through social media, like, hey, thanks for looking at all this stuff, you should go find more stuff of mine over here. I don't know, it's just not my nature. I like to say we rather than I, so, you know, certainly we, with my wife allowing me to do a lot of this, or giving me the freedom and the time and the support to do this, so she deserves some of the credit for that as well. But anyway, to wrap it up, here's my book. It's double-sided. It has 85 or more comics, upside down, right side up. It has 85 of the original comics that I did for Jake's and for Frequent Flyers. So these are the 3 or 4 panel things. You can get the book from the website, jakescomic.com. There's a link there to the shop. Please go and purchase the book. I have like 100 of these left, maybe a little bit less, but this is the first round of printing for these books. It's stuff that I do. It'll certainly help support me to do more and encourage me to make a book of the next generation of comics that I'm doing now. Again, visit me at jakescomic.com. Follow my comic at EMS1, EMS the number 1.com if you're interested in firefighter or EMS stuff. You know, refer it to a friend, something like that, and check me out on social media because that's probably where I'm going to be most active. Instagram right now is the big one for me. Twitter is sort of secondary, so at NotoriousLB3 for both. Check me out there and see what kind of updates and progress I'm doing. Subscribe to the channel down below. Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever. Hopefully I'll be posting a few more videos. I've got some speed drawing videos that I wanted to do, some short ones for that. And then, I don't know, you know, I'm going to try to keep doing some streaming, which sort of tailed off lately. I get some technical things to work through, so we're gonna try that out. But we're gonna keep trying to do some streaming and some speed drawing out of that. So keep an eye out for that. I want to thank everybody for watching. There's a small core group of you guys and girls who have followed this all the way through. So thank you for watching, and hopefully, I don't know, hopefully my journey, my last 100 days inspires you to do 100 days of something, whatever you want to do that gets you going. 100 days of crocheting or gardening or whatever it might be. Not a lot of gardening here. There's a lot of snow outside, but you know, check out the other folks who are doing 100 days of whatever. You know, they're out there, so just do a search in YouTube and support them as well. It was really fun to do the 100 days. I feel like I have a pretty good schedule and a foundation to go forward and keep up with things. So I don't know. That's it. 100 days of making comics. Cross it off the list. Time for 2017 New Year's resolutions. Take care, guys. Be safe out there, and thanks again.